Malay Vanakkam. So on behalf of IIF Chennai as well as MMA. So this is a joint program between MMA and IIF. We have been doing it for the past 6 months. So every month, the fourth Saturday, we have the joint program. Please come and join, right? And today's topic is a very novel topic. We do a lot of technical program, management program. This is somewhat personality development as a life science program also. We are doing it. So today is a work-life balance. So how many of knows that what is a work, what is a life? See, the people like us, the core people, engineers, work is what life is made, right? There's no distinct different. So that is where the problem starts even after 32 years of marriage and 39 years of my career. Always there is a blame in my home. You're not contributing much to the family. So the other way there is also. So there is a commitment from the home as well as your responsibilities in your organization. So that is more demanding nowadays. So we know the organization demands how much. So you have to strike a balance where we got to be either the work or the life. So that was a thought upon our mind how to do it. So when we're going through the MMAS program, it immediately stuck to that, why don't we have it first? Let us see all other things later. So that is how this program has culminated. So we have a very good personality before us. After a long debate and choice, MMA has recommended him for going through this. So it's unfortunate that we didn't took notice of this date. So it's been falls on 4th Saturday. We didn't notice that it was going to be the day before the Christmas. So in fact, we have 40 to 45 people every program. Today is the lowest count. Okay, never mind, we are going through the program. So we hope maybe middle people will be joining. Also the Saturday, nowadays Chennai seems to be having more traffic. You cannot wait, even walking is seems to be difficult. Right? So now we have the program work life. So by the end of the session, we may know how to go about. So when we go back home, we have a clear mind. What is the work? What is the life? How to strike a balance? So the floor is yours, sir. Before that, I request a regional treasurer to introduce today's lecturer to the gathering, please.
So it's my great pleasure in introducing Mr. Nandakumar K. Gopalan, who is the speaker for this today's program. So Mr. Nandakumar is an author, wellness mentor, corporate trainer, business mentor, hypnotherapist and magical mind healer. Founder of Wellness Mentor Consulting, author of the book From Pain to Gain and co-author of the book Aspire to Inspire. He helps working professionals and business owners overcome lifestyle diseases, work stress and relationship issues without drugs so that they can lead a healthy and happy life even if they are currently under other modes of medication. Through his training sessions for corporates, public workshops and personal mentoring programs which focuses on discovering the emotional and mental root causes of their problems and correcting them at the subconscious level. A student of counseling for psychology and a postgraduate in management, he has an overall experience of about 30 years, of which almost 14 years had been in the agri-inputs business industry and the rest as an entrepreneur in IT training and health and wellness domains. Having been on both sides of business as a corporate professional and as a startup entrepreneur, he brings to the table extensive experience in multiple industry domains in areas like business strategy, operations, sales, marketing, product management. He conducts programs and workshops on health and wellness, personal mentoring and consulting that are aimed at creating a change in the mindset and attitude of his clients. He has been practicing energy healing, pranic healing, that is pranic healing, for over 10 plus years. He is a lifelong learner and uses CBT, hypnosis, NLP, face reading, dowsing and pranic phase for helping his clients. He is a director consultant for BNI, that is an international networking organization for business owners and entrepreneurs, and trains members on various business networking skills, presentation and communication skills, thus helping them to be successful in business and life. So he is currently a member of the Board of Studies for Anna University for their management program. Some of his popular signature workshops: Magic of the Mind, Stress Mitigation at the Workplace, Leadership from Within, The Power of You, like that. In addition to the above, he conducts a customized training on leadership, networking, sales, and personal development based on requirement. Some of the organizations that have benefited from these training are, of course, as our chairman said, we could learn from only Madras Management Association. There we got this thing. Apart from Madras Management, I think the organization where people have benefited from the Adani Ports, Bayer, City Union Bank, Directorate of Audit for Milk Cooperatives of Government of Tamil Nadu, KCP, Madras, Nippon Paints, NTPC, Rane Group, SSN School of Management, Standard Chartered Bank. I think a lot, a very big list is there. Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, TCS, TA Cycles, TVS Electronics, and so he mixes Eastern traditions with Western teachings and explores the science behind many of the Indian traditions and practices. He resides in Chennai with his wife Preeta, son Pranav, and Dr. Subbulashmi. So I welcome Mr. Nandakumar Gopalan to deliver his lecture. Close it, sir.
So how many of you here want to be very happy in life? So then I'll ask, how many of you want to be healthy and happy? So then 2 hands can go up. Yes. So as he said, my name is Nandakumar and I'm a wellness mentor. And my main focus is on helping people overcome emotional and mental issues. Because there are a lot of people who work on the physical side of wellness. But people who work on the emotional and mental side of wellness is very less. So that's what I do. And today we are going to talk about work-life balance. So what are the things which you are going to see today? I'll straight away get into the topic first. We are going to see whether work-life, is it a reality? Is there a balance, and can you strike a balance between work and life? So is it a reality? That's the first question. So already Talayaditar illa appadina. So then I want to introduce a concept called work-life integration. So instead of balance. So, and what are the challenges in work-life? And when you integrate work and life, because we are the same person. Idhe Nandakumar da office poparam. Idhe Nandakumar da veetukku varaparam. There is no two different personalities there. So how do you integrate work and life? And when you integrate work and life, what are the challenges you're going to face? What are the traps we are going to get caught in our work life mainly? And what kind of mindset we should have for work-life integration? And finally, these are the 5 things which you're going to see. So before we get on to the topic proper, I have a small exercise for all of you. So if somebody can volunteer and share this. So this is called the Wheel of Life. So here there are 8 items in the sheet. Ellarku kadichirucha? There are about 8 categories which are all a part of our life. And if you see, idhula vandu and இந்த இடத்துல வந்து 0 to 10 போட்டு. So what I want you to do is mark. So this is a wheel and it has got various sections. So here this is 0 and this is 10. So you mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for all. And in the line ku keela irukkuradhu, like for example in the horizontal line ku we will, for our usage now, we will take it as personal growth will be the bottom line. Okay, bottom. So this is personal growth and this is fun and leisure, like that. So on the bottom line la vandu, where will you rate yourself? Ungaluடைய personal growth vandu நீங்க வந்து 0 to 10 scale la where will you rate? Mark a line there. So for example, it is here means you mark it here like this. And if this is significant other. Significant other engiradhu vandu mainly your spouse. Girlfriend avum irukkalam. So adu vandu and the 0 to 10 la vandu what is the time value quality you are spending there. So based on that you mark somewhere like this. and you see where you are marking each of these things. So take about 5 minutes. Don't think too much. Don't think too much. Straight away, எங்க இருக்குன்னு think. கேள்வி கேளுங்க மைண்ட்ல, என்ன கரெக்டா அந்த நம்பர் வருதோ அந்த நம்பர் மார்க் பண்ணுங்க. This is the line for personal growth. So அது 10 அப்படின்னா where is the personal growth line, you mark it. அது அப்படியே you can draw. So we are trying to draw a circle இதுல. Based on the number you give. So for certain things it can be 2, certain things it can be 5, certain things can be 10, certain things can be 8 or 7. Be honest to yourself. Don't mark what you want to be. Don't mark what you want to be. Please mark what you are. இப்படிதான் இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னு நிறைய மனசுல இருக்கும். எப்படி இருக்கேங்கிறது தான் முக்கியம். Only your end. So if you are giving enough time to significant other, you put 10. 10 out of 10. உங்க சைட்ல இருந்து நீங்க அதான் சொல்றேன், be realistic in your assessment. Write what you are and not what you want to be. If you have done it, now connect all the lines. Connect the lines. அப்படியே கீழே கொண்டு வாங்க. Yeah, comes like this, it goes like this, it comes like, it goes here, comes here. Yes. Yes sir. இது அப்படியே கனெக்ட் பண்ணிடுங்க அந்த கோட்.
This will do after sir.
கனெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டீங்களா? இப்படி அது இந்த இடத்துல இதையும் கனெக்ட். அந்த லைன்ஸை கனெக்ட் பண்ணுங்க. கனெக்டட். ஓகே. இந்த வீல் ஓடுமா? I saw sir putting something. So he seems to be very balanced. Huh? So now in this the question is, does this surprise you?
Yes. Yes.
Are there any surprises for you?
Yes.
Now, which are the areas you actually have thought that you have been very good at, but that is not displayed? So how do you feel about your life as you look at this wheel? How do you currently spend your time in these areas? How would you like to spend time in these areas? So generally, can some of you say where is your highest scores? Personal growth, okay. Fun leisure அவருக்கு நிறைய இருக்கு. Career, friends and family, okay. Poor, okay. Where is it the least?
Mine is significant other.
Significant other is least.
Where is your lowest is health?
Lowest is health. Where? Who else? Least. Where is it least? Career. Okay. உங்களுக்கு. Okay. Money. So, which of these categories would you most like to improve? I want you to think. I don't want you to answer.
I found one thing is missing greatly. Social responsibility for individuals, that the color is not there.
So that can be added, sir.
As a human being, you should have a social responsibility towards the society.
Correct.
That is missing in your case.
So we can change any of these things.
We can change
Whatever we feel as important.
No, you are not doing it. That's
Yeah, see, this is the general international.
You can put it on the significant others, you can put it.
Significant other வந்து usual. No. Significant other is your spouse. Spouse. Significant other is your spouse, which definitely must be there.
That should be the reason.
யாரும் லேடிஸ் இல்ல தைரியமா பேசுறீங்க. ஸோ வேறு ஏதாவது வந்து உங்களுக்கு இம்பார்ட்டண்ட்டாக இருந்தால் அந்த 8க்கு பதிலாக அதை பிரிக்கலாம். யூ கேன் சப்டிவைட், மேக் இட் 9. இப்போ there is something here called friends and family. ஃப்ரெண்டை தனியாக பிரிக்கலாம், ஃபேமிலியை தனியாக பிரிக்கலாம். யூ கேன் செப்பரேட், ஃபேமிலி தனியாகவும் ஃப்ரெண்டை தனியாகவும் பிரிக்கலாம். ஃப்ரெண்ட் அண்ட் லீஷரையும் ரெண்டா பிரிக்கலாம். ஃபன் தனியாக பிரிக்கலாம், லீஷர் தனியாக பிரிக்கலாம். ஸோ யூ கேன் செப்பரேட் இட். ஸோ ஹோம் என்விரான்மெண்ட்ல வேணும்னா ரிலேட்டிவ்ஸ் அப்படின்னு கூட ஒன்று கொண்டு வரலாம். ஸோ தட் யூ கேன் சப்டிவைட். எவ்வளோ வேணாலும் யூ கேன் சப்டிவைட், இட்ஸ் ஸ்டில் பெட்டர். பட் தென் யூ சி what is the time you are giving for all that. So the question is, how can you make space for these changes? What help and support you might need from other people to make these changes? I want you to think. What changes should you make first? And what changes do you want to make first? What changes should you make first? And what changes you want to make first? If there was one key action you could take that would begin to bring everything into balance, what would that one action be?
Going to bed earlier and getting up.
If there is one significant aspect, it could change from person to person. If there is one thing which you need to change, what could that one thing be? Taking action. So what I would request you to do is take 3 areas which you want to work on and assign 3 action points under that area which you want to work. 3 area எடுத்துக்கோங்க. All the 8 or 9 areas don't take. Take 3 important areas where you feel that this is the most lack, where I am lacking maximum. And there, under that, and the area improve பண்றதுக்கு what are the 3 things I should do? So this is called the wheel of life. And this wheel of life would give us a pictorial representation of the balance when you talk about work-life balance. And the most important thing is that if the wheel has to run, all the areas have to be equal, at least close to equal, so that we are balancing our life, or the wheel of life is actually able to run. இது இப்போ கரடு முரடான பாதை. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு கரடு முரடான பாதையில் தான் நம்ம போயிட்டு இருக்கோம். ஸோ சிலதுக்கு இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் கொடுக்குறோம், சிலதுக்கு இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் கொடுக்கல. லைக் சார் செட், ஐடென்டிட்டின்னு பார்த்தாலே யார்கிட்ட கேட்டாலுமே ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நேம் வரும். த நெக்ஸ்ட் ஆன்சர் வில் பி ஐ எம் so and so in this company, or I am this is what I am. So profession is the identity what we all have. But in addition to that, there are so many identities for us. So now I want true or false. You only have to write true or false. My life and work demands often interfere with each other. True or false? Someone else has control over my work schedule. True or false? It's a struggle to get time off from work when I need. So just like that, fast படிச்சு யோசிக்காம true false எடுங்க. Again here, you must be honest to yourself. Quickly write true or false. You can write T for true and F for false also. Quickly. Whatever pops up to your mind, just fill that. How many true is there? How many false is there? Once you have completed. It has got 20 questions. How many trues? How many false?
True. Yes, sir.
Done? Done? So how many of you have got maximum truths? 1, 2. ஆமா, எவ்வளோ ட்ரூ எவ்வளோ ஃபால்ஸ், எது மேக்ஸிமம்? சம் ஈக்குவலாக இருந்தால் அதுக்கும் வரலாம். இல்லை, ஓகே. how many truths alone? 1, 2 truths 3, 4, maximum proves 6 people. How many of you got eco? Day before yesterday, I lost a classmate of mine, 54. He was with Indian Airlines which has become Air India. He was a person certifying pilots for their fitness, and so he had to be fit. This person comes home by around 2 o'clock or 2:30 after 2 days of continuous work and no sleep. So he's not hungry. He says, I'll eat some cutlet. Had a few cutlets, started feeling very tired. Next door is a hospital. So he said, I'm not feeling okay. Wife immediately took him to the hospital. They took an ECG. They immediately sent rush to the nearest cardiac place. This was an ortho hospital. As they reached the hospital, he passed away. No other symptoms. He didn't have any problem. No cholesterol, no BP, nothing. Exhaustion killed him. We didn't know that this person was working like this. He was our classmate. We have a group. He used to be active in the group and all that. But we never knew. So when we went to their house for the funeral, their people were telling. They said he never takes a day leave. His sister was complaining. 15 வருஷம் முன்னாடி வந்து அப்பா இறந்துட்டாரு. ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி வந்து இது வரைக்கும் நாங்க செட்டில் பண்ணல. Mainly because he will not take leave and come. So for those of you which is true, I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm trying to tell you that this is something which is something you have to seriously think about.
Obsession towards
Work.
Too much obsession.
So there was a time when I also used to say, this is bread and butter. So I'll tell my wife, இது bread and butter. இதுல தொட்டு விளையாட கூடாது. பாக்கி எது வேணா நீ கேளு. இது bread and butter விட்டுட்டு வேற வர மாட்டேன். And I saw many of my people who were working having heart attacks and dying. That's the time when I decided I should quit corporate. For those of you which is equally true and false, you may be at a risk of burning the candle at both ends. You might want to examine your commitments, your responsibilities, and the level of control over your life. There may be 1 or 2 simple tweaks which you can make to ease up your work life and conflicts, or it might require extensive changes in both the areas. In either case, you should consider ways to take care of yourself better to maintain your resilience and get through tough times. So I think, can I have a hand up again for true and both together? Both together, true and equal true or false? Be honest. Okay. ரொம்ப பெரிய நம்பர் இல்ல, luckily. And for those of you who are mostly false, you have a good fit for work and life demands. You take care of yourself. You are at low risk of burnout and you are a good role model for work-life balance for others. So congratulations to all the people who have written false. Can we have a round of applause to everybody? To everybody for being honest and also taking care. There is always a time when we realize, a time of realization should come for all of us. Something should come and tell us in front saying that, hey, this is what you are. And only when you accept that we can change. So many times இந்த மாதிரி சர்வேல என்ன ஆகும்னா நான் எப்படி இருக்கணும்னு நினைக்கிறேனோ அதை தான் ஃபீல் பண்ணுவாங்க. And they will never know what they are actually. Google Mapல வந்து முதல்ல Ola or Uberல வந்து I tell an example. Many times for all the human beings, if I ask you next 5 years where you want to be, we will all know. We will be very clear about where we want to be. But when I ask where are you now, there will not be clarity. But if you take an Ola or Uber app, what is the first thing it asks you?
Where you want to go?
Your current destination. Where are you? Your current location. Where are you now? It asks you where are you now. Then you say where you want to go. Then it tells you to choose the correct vehicle. Okay. So in life also, why we fail in life is many times because we know where we want to go, but we don't know where we are. And then when you choose a path, assuming that நான் இங்க நிக்கிறேன், but இங்க இருந்து நான் வந்து route போடுறேன். And that's why I'm not able to reach my destination. Because I don't know where I am. So it's important for us to know where we are today. And this kind of things helps us to actually know where we are. So this is by Dr. Joanne Cornell. He's a psychologist and The survey is, yes sir.
Even these people should not relax. They should be at their toes.
Very true. Because for the kind of situations which are changing today, the environment is itself changing. And that's why we are talking, it's an appropriate time we talk about this topic. So what is the meaning of balance actually? When you talk about balance, you are talking about balancing work on one side and life on the other side. So this is what we are trying to say. Your major part of your life is work, and all other things also should find a place. This is the traditional concept of work-life balance. But this is something which today most of the people in the world are saying that இது எப்படி கரெக்டா இருக்க முடியும் அப்படின்னு ஒரு கேள்வி வருது நிறைய பேர்ட்ட. The question is it possible? Can I pay 50% of my time for work and another 50% of my life for all other things? Can I really do it? So is this balance possible? What do you think?
No, sir. No. You can't, sir. You have priorities for everything in life.
You have different kinds of priorities for different things in life.
Equal priorities for all.
But can you be giving that equal priority for all? Yes. So that is something which you can at least try to, right? So we are moving from work-life balance to work-life integration. So ஒரு கால்ல வந்து official shoe போடும்போது இன்னொரு கால்ல வந்து you should be putting your track shoe also. So from work-life balance to work-life integration, wherein you see that you are having a work and career, you are having a well-being, you are having community, as you were telling about community and social responsibility, home, family, everything. All of it integrated together. And so we are talking about work-life integration. So from work-life balance, we are talking about something like this. This is what we are trying to see. Wherein ivlo periya chunk of work we have reduced it to a smaller level and we have given importance to all other aspects of life. So in order to do that, but there are a lot of challenges also. But before going to the challenges, why is it that work-life integration is actually important today? One of the most important thing is that on the line between work and other things, working-ங்கிறது வந்து அந்த 9 to 5ங்கிற கான்செப்டே இன்னைக்கு இல்லாம ஆயிடுச்சு. இல்லையா? So work, it doesn't end when you leave office. முன்னாடிலாம் 5 மணிக்கு பஞ்ச் அடிச்சு வெளியில போயாச்சுனா முடிஞ்சது. Work is over. And after that there is nothing else for you. Nobody calls you, nobody disturbs you. There is no phone, no trouble, no cell phone, no mobile and no laptop. இந்த ரெண்டு டெவில் வாழ்க்கையில வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் வாழ்க்கை போயிடுச்சு.
Even after you go to the bed also you get disturbed.
ஆமா. And then the mobile is given by the company. Okay, company provided mobile, company provided laptop. So after that, why are you not taking my call? How can your mobile be switched off?
Yes, sir. When you are paying more, any company or this thing will want the more from you.
Correct. Correct.
So it is now companies are paying you more than previous
True.
tenures. So now they think I'm paying you more.
So I want you to work more. So again, now house has become office. So work from home is another reality.
Now all the more you work.
All the more you work. All the more you work. And 9 to 5, physical office. There is no concept of physical office now. The virtual offices are coming in. People are working in remote workspaces and sometimes teams are being managed remotely. Virtual teams. A manager has got virtual teams in different time zones. So when there are different time zones, now what is happening? Call is starting at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the night with US. So when they wake up here, we are actually going to sleep. I was doing a mentoring program for, I am doing, in fact it is not over, for a aviation company, of which one person is attending from US. So இங்க வந்து 2 o'clock ஆரம்பிக்கணும் நம்ம. அவர் சொல்றாரு சார் நைட்ல எல்லாம் தூங்கிட்டு இருக்காங்க. So அவர் நைட் எழுந்திருச்சு உட்கார்ந்து இந்த கிளாஸ் அட்டெண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காரு. So that's what has happened. That's the reality today. So and today's businesses needs, the needs of the business is not differentiating between whether you are working at office or whether your business hours and your non-business hours are not differentiated at all. So it becomes all the more important. It becomes all the more important that we need to integrate. And if you don't integrate, it is going to become a big problem. And இன்னொரு முக்கியமான விஷயம் என்னன்னா, we are the same person. We are an integrated whole, and we are not a sum total of all the parts. Ilya, the same mind goes there. So it is like this. It is me. Whether I am in office, whether I am with my friends, whether I am with my relatives, it's the same me. You are the same person at work and home. We don't have my different minds, only that we play different roles. Our official work definitely affects our home environment, and obviously the opposite. The personal challenges definitely affect our work also. யாராவது வீட்டில் உடம்பு சரியில்லாமல் இருந்தால், how are we able to concentrate in work? If somebody is not well at home, are we able to seriously give our 100% at work? No, we are not able to. Absolutely gets diverted. So what is work-life integration? The definition is, it is a self-defined. Now that's a very important word. It's a self-defined, self-determined state of well-being that a person can reach or can set a goal. So it is we who define it and we who determine it as what it is as to integrate, that allows us to manage effectively multiple responsibilities at work, at home, and in the community or service. So it supports physical, emotional, and family and community health, and it does so without grief, stress, or negative impact. So negative impact இல்லாம இருந்தாதான் அது வந்து integration. தவிர negative impact இருந்ததுன்னா it is not integration. So what are the challenges? And there are a lot of challenges. Number one, unrealistic demands. Both at office and at home, we have a lot of unrealistic demands.
Hope should be underlined.
Control me, control you. Lack of control. Workload, health or illness of the family. So ஒரு பக்கம் ஆஃபீஸ்லயும் there is நம்மளால கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ண முடியாத நிறைய விஷயங்கள் இருக்கு, வீட்லயும் நிறைய விஷயங்கள் இருக்கு கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ண முடியாதது. Unsupportive relationships, both again at office and at home. So these are our challenges. Lack of resources again both at work and even at home. For example, not getting a proper servant maid. Chennai la ஒரு பெரிய problem, stressful problem. And if the husband and wife are working, then it is really a huge challenge. Unhelpful attitude, whether it is positive or whether it is negative about all the previous things. The attitude what people have, அது பாசிட்டிவா இருக்கலாம், நெகட்டிவா இருக்கலாம். Lack of skill இருக்கலாம், ப்ரொஃபஷனல் ஸ்கில் இல்லாம இருக்கலாம், லைஃப் ஸ்கில்லும் இல்லாம இருக்கலாம், அந்த கோப்பிங் ஸ்கில் இல்ல ரெசிலியன்ஸ் ஸ்கில் இல்லாம இருக்கலாம். So these are all the challenges, and ultimately high level of stress because of all these, because stress is actually our response to a situation. How we respond to a particular situation is stress. What is stressful for me need not be stressful for another person. So these are all the major challenges in integrating work and life. And what are the kind of traps we fall into? The trap of a superhero syndrome. என்னால எல்லாம் பண்ணிட முடியும், எனக்கு நீங்க என்ன வேலை கொடுத்தாலும் எவ்வளவு வேலை கொடுத்தாலும் I can do. So you have a thinking that you can do everything. The next is the trap of artificial urgency. So what does that mean? It says tendency to label everything as urgent, even if they are not urgent. எல்லாமே அப்பவே பண்ணி ஆகணும், அந்த நிமிஷம் பண்ணி ஆகணும், அந்த மினிட்ல பண்ணி ஆகணும். It cannot wait. I have to finish everything immediately. And I define that as my perfection. The trap of undefined boundaries. So we are not able to, this is a common habit of multitasking. Not doing one thing at a time, but doing multiple things at a time. And ultimately not ending up doing anything. எல்லாம் காலையிலேருந்து சாயந்தரம் வரைக்கும் பிஸியாக இருப்போம். வீட்டுக்கு போயிட்டு இன்னைக்கு நான் என்ன அச்சீவ் பண்ணேன் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தா விரல் விட்டு என்றது கூட இருக்காது. ஒரு 8-9 ஃபோன் கால் பேசியிருப்போம், 10 பேர் பஞ்சாயத்து பண்ணியிருப்போம். சரி நான் என்ன பண்ணுறதுக்கு போனேன் அப்படின்னு நினச்சிட்டு எழுதியிருக்கேன், என்னோட டு டூ லிஸ்ட்டில் வந்து இருக்கும். அந்த ஃபஸ்ட்டு டு டூ லிஸ்ட் கூட ஒர்க் ஆகிருக்காது. அதுவே டிக்கான பெரிய விஷயம் சம்டைம்ஸ். And then trap of a no buffer zone. So generally unconsciously what we do, we don't give space or time for unexpected things, unexpected activities. Anything can crop up. And particularly when you are in a manufacturing environment, working environment, anything can crop up. So we don't give buffer space for all that. The other trap is trap of constant triage. There are no word, but typically firefighting. Now, for some people, they like to firefight. Train 9 o'clock train pudikkanona odi poi dhaan pudikkanum அந்த train 8:45 க்கு தான் நான் I'll be entering into the station. So, and I feel proud about doing that also. So everything is in the last minute. So that, and ultimately it's all firefighting. So I am an excellent crisis manager. அப்படின்னு வேற நான் சொல்லிப்பேன் என்ன பத்தி. என்ன crisis இருந்தாலும் I'll handle. But the thing is that I feel comfortable and happy doing that. So that becomes a trap.
Because I am a hero.
Because I am a hero. Because I can do everything. All that. And the trap of chasing time. So either you're not living in the present. You are always thinking about what can be in the future. அப்ப அது நடக்கலாம் இது நடக்கலாம். You get into an overthinking mode. அந்த கஸ்டமர் எனக்கு ஆர்டர் தரலன்னா நான் என்ன பண்றது? அந்த ஆர்டர் கிடைக்கலன்னா வேற என்ன ஆல்டர்னேட்டிவ்ஸ் இருக்கு? அந்த ஆல்டர்னேட்டிவ்ஸ்க்கு சரியா ஒர்க் ஆகலன்னா என்ன? இந்த பேங்க் எனக்கு ஃபண்ட் பண்ணலன்னா என்ன பண்றது? So you get into a loop of either worrying about the past or worrying about the future. And then you miss out.
But that thinking is also work balance only, na?
Thinking is okay.
As a businessman, he has to think like this only. He has alternative on the future business, on the financial constraints, all these things, this is a work balance.
He needs to think, he needs to have a time for thinking.
Yeah, that's okay.
If he is thinking continuously on that,
He has to think over all these
yes,
things.
of course. So planning is,
He has survived in the business.
that is planning. He definitely needs to plan. But if he gets on to a loop, other than on the word used panna, he gets on to a loop of overthinking, then it takes him to anxiety. Many times things don't happen. இந்த மாதிரி நடந்துருமோன்னு நினைச்சிட்டே நம்ம எவ்வளவு பயப்படுறோம். அப்படி ஆயிடுச்சுனா இப்படி ஆயிடுச்சுனா கொரோனா வந்துருச்சுனா அதுலயே எவ்வளவு பேர் இறந்தாங்க. Overthinking, that causes anxiety, that causes stress into the body. Every thought generates a physical reaction in the body. Every thought, whether it is positive or negative. And that triggers a emotion. It triggers chemicals being released in the body. If we have time, we can talk about it. Let me see. So this is the pressure of trying to finish everything in the last minute. So until எவ்வளவு நேரம் இருந்தாலுமே அந்த work ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணி முடிக்கிறதெல்லாம் அந்த கடைசி நிமிஷத்துல தான் முடிப்போம். So that is another trap. எக்ஸாமுக்கு எக்ஸலன்ட் எக்ஸாம்பிள். அது லாஸ்ட் மினிட்ல தான் எக்ஸாம் பிடிக்கும். அதே மாதிரி தான் நிறைய இடத்துல they say the way you do one thing is the way you will do everything. So if we have a tendency to push things to the last minute, even at work we will be pushing things to the last minute. Diwali purchase என்னைக்கு நடக்கும்? Previous evening தான் நடக்கும். Even though we know Diwali is coming well in advance, but we will be doing it only in the last minute. So we'll have a tendency to do that always. And the trap of forgetting about yourself. You start thinking that unintentionally you make yourself so busy with work that you forget yourself itself. Or with all the work you do, you forget who you are, what you are, and you're so engrossed in doing that work itself. Many people during COVID time, I was doing counseling for many people who were not able to be without doing anything. எனக்கு இவரோட இது ஜோக்கு தான் ஞாபகம் வந்தது. சும்மா இருக்கிறது எவ்வளவு கஷ்டம் தெரியுமா? சும்மா இருக்க முடியல அவங்களால. Dean of colleges, HODs of departments, அந்த மாதிரி even people, because they were fully engaged in something or other. When nothing was there for them to do,
So to be idle also is very difficult.
very difficult. They couldn't be with themselves. So what they do, they keep themselves engaged in all kinds of activities. ஏன்னா தனியா இருக்க முடியாது. சிலவங்களுக்கு பிசிக்கலாவே தனியா இருக்க முடியாது. யாராவது வேணும். I had a sales officer. அவர் எங்க டூர் போனாலும் அந்த கூட இருக்கிற மேனேஜர், அவர் கூட இருக்கிற சேல்ஸ் ரெப்ரசன்டேட்டிவ் கூப்பிட்டு வச்சுப்பார் ரூமுக்கு. அவனுக்கு வீடு இருக்கும் அங்கேயே அந்த ஊர்ல. வா நீ இன்னைக்கு ரூம்ல இரு அப்படிம்பார். He can't be alone. The reason is you are not able to be alone with your own thoughts.
இதுல ஒரு ட்ராப் இருக்கு. I think overload ஆயிடும்.
ஓவர்லோட் ஆகும். அதுதான் அந்த எக்ஸசிவ் ஆங்ஸைட்டி சொன்னேன் நான்.
Overload ஆயிடும். Then you forget your food also.
That is work. அது சூப்பர் ஹீரோ again. That is again superhero. Like this guy, my friend of mine who said, no, 2 days without sleep, continuous working, and same thing is happening to doctors also. I have a client who is a doctor and who is doing his house agency. வார்டுக்கு போயாச்சுன்னா 2 நாள் கண்டினியூஸாக வார்டு மெடிக்கல் காலேஜில். So he says, I don't get time at all. After 2 days only I am coming to my room. And if at all I have to sleep on the in-between gaps.
Heart specialist who is leading in Padma Bhushan, he's got it in Bombay. He is the #1 doctor, cardiologist. He died because he is continuously working for the people. He never exercised, never walking and everything, never take.
There is no time for all that.
No time. Ultimately,
The
God
study
says
states
that
the study states that sedentary lifestyle after retirement leads to immediate death. People have to engage themselves. Somewhere after retirement, they should have some group and they should do it. Otherwise, within 6 months, many people die these days.
One of the biggest challenges which I see a lot of retired people here also, one of the biggest challenges they face is their mind becomes idle. Their mind becomes idle. After being so busy, and most of the time, many of them would have taken roles, responsibilities, leadership. They have been commanding other people, leading other people. Now suddenly there is nobody to command, nobody to lead. And Pondati will never, no chance.
So one more thing also. This is one part. Those who are enjoying the life of the high level and having some kind of facility. And other people in my life, those who are practicing of corrupt practices. All corrupt people, almost all corrupt people, after retirement, they are going like this. Maybe they are dying, and they are thrown out, and they are becoming mentally unfit. But that is my experience.
Possible. என்ன பண்ண முடியாதுல அதுக்கு அப்புறம்.
No, not only money part. No, he is taken the money. After that, he is not getting money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't make money, no. No, suddenly money flow stops.
So whatever money he has taken, already taken by his children.
So my happiness depends upon my money flow. Suddenly my money flow is stopped.
No money. Money,
And
nothing is there.
yes, so no money, no honey. So what is the mindset we need? So once we understand, now that we know that these are all the challenges, these are all the traps, and we know, you did this one to know where we are in terms of giving value and time to ourselves, what is the kind of mindset we should have? So the most important thing is, one, we need to learn to become more issue-based than person-based. What do I mean when I say this? Whenever we have a problem, let's say your excellent example is wife coming and asking you with a new sari, நான் எப்படி இருக்கேன், நல்லா இருக்கேனா? And you give an answer, எனக்கு பிடிக்கல. என்ன ஆகும்? மத்தியானம் சாப்பாடு கிடைக்காது. So எனக்கு பிடிக்கலன்னு சொன்னது எதை பத்தி? சாரியை பத்தி, புடவையை பத்தி. But how does she take it? How does she take it? என்ன பிடிக்கலன்னு சொல்லிட்டாரு. Similarly in work, you interact with your office colleagues, co-workers, everybody. When you have an interaction with any person, when any interaction, for example, you talk to anybody, there is always a third person called an issue on which you talk. Yes or no? My boss scolded me, so இன்னைக்கு full day I moved out. என்னால எதுவும் பண்ண முடியாது. இவ்வளவு நாளா நான் பண்ணியிருக்கிற நல்ல வேலையெல்லாம் போச்சு. அதெல்லாம் பார்க்க மாட்டார். ஒரே ஒரு இதுக்கு மட்டும் இவ்வளவு போட்டு என்ன கத்திட்டு இருக்காரு. I have taken it personally. So என்ன ஆயிடுச்சுங்க? I have lost the issue. Now the point is, we all play different roles in our life. So what are the kinds of roles we play? Here, when you are talking about it, there is a manager, and let's say the other person is a sales executive. So in the role of a manager, he finds something which is wrong and he scolds the sales executive. So from the mindset of the role, the sales executive has to think, in the role did I make a mistake or not? Okay, நான் பண்ணது தப்பு, அதனால எனக்கு திட்டு கிடைச்சது, correct. Let's say this person is called Ram and this person is Shyam. But what is the general nature by which we go? ராம் வந்து நான் ஷாம் என்ன திட்டார். அடுத்த 5 minutesக்கு if he calls me into his office room, will I go? So this one mindset where we forget about the role what we play and then personalize it to ourselves is something which we need to change first. One of the most biggest problems we face and stress we have is because we take things on a personal level, forgetting that we are playing different roles in life. So you're a father, you're a brother, you're a friend, you're a relative, you're an employer, you're an employee.
7 stages of man.
Huh?
7 stages of man.
No, I'm not really talking about the stages, the roles. Various roles what we play. And each role has got a responsibility. Each role has got a responsibility. Are we playing that role properly? Even between an husband and wife, husband is a role, wife is a role, father is a role. என் பையன் நான் சொன்னதை கேட்கல, அதனால I am upset, I get angry, I beat him up. Have I been a good father first? Have I played that role properly? So the most important thing what we need to bring into our mindset is, what is the role I am playing in my life and am I doing justice to that role? So whenever I work in my work life, whenever I am in the organization where I spend the maximum amount of time, yes or no? Where are we spending the maximum amount of time? Let's say we all live for a period of 100 years. I'm very optimistic. When do we start working? Somewhere around 21, 22. Until how many years we work now?
60. 40 years we work.
Age.
60 years.
60 official retirement. But
70.
now we see people, my father-in-law is 75, he is still working. Because of the good health condition, there are people who are working up to 70, 75 years of age. Okay.
So 50 years of 50 years. 55 years.
Easily.
Minimum 50 years.
Easily.
More than half.
Everybody is married here? பொண்ணு பார்க்கறது எப்படி? What time we spend in order to identify a better half? Let's say arranged marriage. Even today.
Maybe 6 months.
என்னெல்லாம் பண்ணுவோம்? Why do we take that 6 months time?
Family background.
Family background, பொண்ணு யாரு, என்ன வேலை பண்றாங்க, பையன் யாரு, என்ன வேலை பண்றான், if you have a daughter, என்ன பண்றாங்க, ஏது பண்றாங்க, அவங்க ஃபேமிலி ஹிஸ்டரி என்ன, தாதா யாரு, பரதாதா யாரு, குலம் என்ன, கோத்திரம் என்ன, so much enquiries we do and all that. Why do we do all this?
For a happy life.
For? Why? They are our life partner. Right? They are our life partner. And the better half வந்து bitter half ஆயிடக்கூடாது. அதனால and so வாழ்க்கையில் இவ்வளோ ஃபுல்லாக வந்து நம்ம கூட ட்ராவல் பண்ண போகிறாங்க இல்லையா? இவங்க வந்து they are going to travel with us for all our life. அதனால வந்து அந்த choosing of that person should be very important. அதனால we spend so much time to choose the life partner. We call them as life partners. Tell me how much time we spend with them.
1 hour a day, sir.
During work life.
During work life. That's what I'm saying. You start by around 8 o'clock, you leave your house. You come back home by 8 o'clock. 12 hours gone. 8 hours you sleep.
So only 4 hours.
4 hours. And the 4 hours, 1 hour you have your bathroom, toilet and all that to do. Gone. Balance 3 hours. And the 3 hours the maximum time you have. Maximum time you have. And we say, if I have to be happy in life, my family, my wife and all that should be good. அதனால தான் நான் இவ்வளோ effort போடுறேன். But how much effort do we put in order to identify the right kind of work? So in order to be happy in life, we fail to understand that we need to be happy at work first. the maximum amount of time we spend at work. If you're not happy at work, you cannot be happy in life. But the kind of research what we do for better half, we don't do for our career, for our work. Most of you would have been in your job by accident. It was not an incident. So it's all arranged marriage. கல்யாணம் பண்ணியாச்சு அதுக்கப்புறம் லவ் பண்ணும் கல்யாணம் பண்ண பொண்ணு கரெக்டா so the point here is again I'm talking about the mindset. What is the way we are looking at life? What is the kind of role what we play in our life? So if I am a husband, am I playing that role properly? If I am a father, am I playing that role properly? And when I interact with the other person, am I able to separate this role from what I am? So we have an image about ourselves. And when we do that, there are multiple images we project to different people. Each one is a different image. And am I playing that role properly? Am I aware of that role, what I am playing? So one of the important aspect in a work environment, like if நம்ம subordinate வந்து நம்ம சொல்றத கேட்கல அப்படின்னா we get angry. Who is getting angry here? Is Nandakumar getting angry or the manager in Nandakumar is getting angry? Nandakumar is getting angry. So that is one important thing to understand. What is the role you play in life and act accordingly. So define healthy boundaries for yourself and for others. Many of us have a big problem saying no. We want to please others. அவங்க என்ன நினைச்சுப்பாங்க நம்மளை பத்தி அவங்க நம்மளை பத்தி தப்பா நினைச்சிட்டாங்கன்னா நம்ம என்ன பண்றது so we don't want to say no and if you don't say no you will never be able to draw a line between work and life. So you need to set your boundaries very clearly. And one more, the obsession to control everything. We always have this obsession of having to control everything. We are not confident about delegating work to other people. So we need to let go of that. And we need to communicate openly. Many times we don't communicate openly. And again, in family also, that's one of the biggest challenges. The husband and wife don't communicate openly to each other. There is a huge manufacturing defect. Women can always, they can understand what we expect and then they will respond. Men can't do that. நம்ம என்ன சொல்லுவோம் எந்த வேணும் சொல்ல நான் வாங்கி தரேன் சொல்லாம எனக்கு எப்படி தெரியும் அவங்க வந்து சொல்லாமே நிறைய விஷயங்கள் நம்ம பத்தி அவங்க தெரியும் அப்ப அவங்க என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க ஏய் நீ சொல்லாமே நான் உனக்கு பிடிச்ச ட்ரெஸ் வாங்கி தரேன் ஷர்ட் வாங்கி தரேன் உன் கலர் வாங்கி தரேன் உனக்கு ஃபுட் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணி தரேன் நான் கேட்காம நீ இதெல்லாம் எனக்கு பண்ணா என்ன கேட்டு நீ வாங்கி தர மாதிரி அது அடுத்த விஷயம் அப்பா அந்த அடி வாங்கிக்கலாம் that is next அது next but unfortunately the wiring of man's brain and woman's brain is different. For a man everything is in separate boxes. Everything is a separate box. There is a box for his wife, there is a box for his friends, there is a box for his family, there is a box for his relatives. And man has got one box called the nothing box. Not working. Called a nothing box. So whenever man has got a stress, he goes into this nothing box. And that's the reason why we men can keep on flipping a TV channel after channel and not see a single damn thing. Women can't do that. And when we are in that nothing box, we don't want anybody to disturb us. Yes or no? யாரும் வந்து நம்மள்ட்ட எதுவும் கேட்க வேண்டாம். We want to be left alone. But for a woman, it is not like that. And a woman cannot tolerate when the man is in his nothing box. அவங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சே ஆகணும் இது என்ன நடக்குது உள்ள. But for a woman, there are no boxes. Everything is connected to everything else. Your first talk with her is connected to the first wedding anniversary gift, to the wedding anniversary which you forgot, to the birthday which you didn't give, to the gift which you did, to the fridge, to the TV, refrigerator, your mobile phone, everything is connected and it is all sealed with a very big glue called emotion.
Then you have to reverse the role of man and completely. They have to go for work, we have to go.
They are going, no.
Household.
They are also going. But the point is that why I am saying this because we need to understand that we are wired differently. A man cannot expect the wife to be like the way he is. See, நான் இதை பண்றேன் ஒன்னால ஏன் பண்ண முடியல? No, not possible. And like the way they are, we can't be like that. So there is a wiring difference. And so இதை வந்து எப்படி பேலன்ஸ் பண்ணணும், you need to communicate. And when you communicate, you need to communicate issues rather than getting it onto the personal level. And finally, you need to mind your mind. When I say, do I have some more time? About say 10-15 minutes? So you need to mind your mind. So what do I say when I say mind your mind? Mind is our life operating system. Whatever you are today is because of the way you have thought till yesterday. Yes or no? Yes or no? And whatever you want to become from today is based on what you're going to think from today. Okay? And in the mind, two important things what happens is, one, we have thoughts, and connected to each of these thoughts, we have feelings or emotions. So these thoughts and emotion actually decide our approach to life. I like something, I don't like something, I do this, I don't do that, is all based on the way we think and the emotions what we feel. So if you draw a line with thoughts on the horizontal axis, now our thoughts usually are either about the past or about the future, correct? We are either thinking about the past or we are thinking about the future. And if you take your feelings, the feelings are either positive feelings or negative feelings. Now you have 4 quadrants. Most of you are engineers, so I think this will be very good for you. Now, if I am thinking about the past, and if my feelings about the past is negative, I am sitting in this quadrant. What is this quadrant? I am thinking about the past, and my feelings about the past is negative. You can draw this if you want somewhere in that back side of the paper. You are worrying too much. You are upset that something happened like this. Somebody passed away. You are not able to come out of the grief. So this quadrant is actually the pain quadrant of our life. We are in pain when we sit here. Whenever our mind goes to the past and the feelings related to the past is negative, something happened, my client shouted at me, customer shouted at me, even though I have done all these good things, my product has not been selected, or whatever, you can take all the reasons. But if you are thinking about something in the past and your feelings about that is negative, you are in pain. What about the other side? You are thinking about the future and the feelings about the future is negative.
Fear.
Scared, fear, excellent. You are in fear. Now, if you are thinking about the past, but your feelings about the past is positive, what happens? What do you call this quadrant as?
Memories.
Memories. What else? Happiness. What is that?
Forget.
அவர் என்னை திட்டினது கரெக்டு தான், நான் அந்த தப்பு பண்ணியிருக்க கூடாது, நெக்ஸ்ட் டைம்லேருந்து லெட் மீ நாட் டூ தட் மிஸ்டேக். லேர்னிங். So this quadrant is your learning quadrant. You learn here. It's your experience quadrant. And what is the last quadrant? You are thinking about the future and your thoughts about the future, your feelings about the future is positive.
Success.
Growth, success. It is growth or gain. Now, I want to do a small exercise. Out of 100% of the time you spend in your life, how much percentage you spend in each of these quadrants? Just write a figure. How much percentage of time you spend in each of these quadrants? If it is 100%. நாலு ரொம்ப கஷ்டம் சார், ரொம்ப கஷ்டம்.
Give learn 35%, gain 35%, pain 10%, and fear 20%.
Okay, so bottom quadrant total எவ்வளோ? Bottom quadrant மட்டும். Bottom எவ்வளோ? 30, upper 70. I will tell you what is the international standard. After you put this figure, again write what you are, not what you want to be.
10%.
So 35, 35, 70 here.
Yes.
And the lower quadrant is 70 and the upper two quadrants is 30. Can you give him a round of applause, sir? Your good name, please, sir. Raghavan. Can you give him a good round of applause? Why I am asking you to give a round of applause is, he is being very honest to himself. 60 at the bottom, 40 up. 60 bottom, 60 top, 40 down. Okay. 60 top.
65, 65.
I want to know bottom more.
Bottom 35.
Bottom 35.
Bottom 40.
Bottom 20.
Bottom 40.
Bottom 40. 60. Bottom 60. Bottom 60. You know what the world average? 80%, more than 80% of the people of the world spend more than 85% of their time in the lower two quadrants. உங்களுடைய ஒரு நாள் திங்கிங் யோசிச்சு பாருங்க. எய்தர் யூ ஆர் இன் த பாஸ்ட் ஆர் யூ ஆர் இன் த ஃபியூச்சர், இல்லையா? மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த டைம். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், இப்போ நான் பேசிட்டு இருக்கும்போது உங்களோட அட்டென்ஷன் ஃபுல்லாக என்கிட்ட இருந்ததுன்னா யூ ஆர் இன் த ப்ரெசென்ட். அந்த குவாட்ரண்ட் நான் இன்னும் கொண்டு வரல. இங்கே டின்னருக்கு என்ன அங்கே வச்சிருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு யோசிச்சிங்கன்னா யூ கான் டு த ஃபியூச்சர். யூ கான் டு த ஃபியூச்சர். லேட்டாக வீட்டுக்கு வந்தால் பொன்னாட்டி என்ன சொல்ல போறா அப்படின்னு நினச்சா யூ கான் டு த ஃபியூச்சர். இன்னைக்கு வாக்கில் நடந்த விஷயத்தை பற்றி இப்போ திங்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தீங்கன்னா யூ கான் டு த பாஸ்ட். வண்டி ஓட்டிட்டு வரும்போது யாராவது திட்டினாங்க உங்களை அப்படின்னா யூ கான் டு த பாஸ்ட். ரைட்? Most of the time we are either, the thinking is either in the past or in the future. Now the second point, how much percentage of time are we thinking positively or negatively? Most of the time negative. Most of the time negative, இல்லையா? அப்படி ஆயிடுச்சே, அப்படி ஆயிடுமோ. கரெக்ட்? ஸோ இதை தான் சொல்றேன். எங்க, வேற மை ஸ்டார்டிங் பாயிண்ட், சோர்ஸ். More than the destination, the source. இங்கே தான் நம்மளோட லேக் இருக்கும் as human beings. Current location, where am I? So if you have to really know where you are, the more self-aware you are, you will see that you are spending more time in the lower two quadrants. And these two quadrants, I call them as stress quadrants. This is what my book is about. The book is called Pain to Gain. So how do you move from pain to gain is the book. And if you have to move from the pain or from the fear to the gain quadrant, you cannot go directly. You have to go to the learn quadrant. Unless you go to the learn quadrant and learn what is the lesson, what it is teaching you, you cannot go to gain. So the more time we spend in these bottom two quadrants, we are under stress. It can be work, it can be family, it can be anywhere. ரெண்டு நாளா பொண்டாட்டி பேசல, I am upset. Where am I? I am in pain. So the more time you spend in either of this, this is a template. So anytime when you are thinking, if you can catch your thoughts and see where am I in these four quadrants, you will be exactly able to know where you are getting stuck. And there is a fifth quadrant which is called the present. So whenever we are in the present moment, then we are in this ideal quadrant called the present quadrant. This is where all decision making happens. This is where we draw information from the past, we draw inferences from our projection of the future, but then we take all decisions in the present. Why this present is very important is because every decision making in life, what you and me have taken, we have done it in the present only. We have been influenced by the past, we have been influenced by our fears. So we have been influenced by our pain, we have been influenced by our fears. But decision making happens in the present. And that decision making decides our life. அதனால இதுக்கு presentன்னு பேரு. It's a gift. This is the greatest gift. Every tradition of religion or spirituality talks about being in the present. The power of now or book.
Can you read it out?
This one, sir. All changes you want to create can be done only from the present. All changes you want to create can be done only from the present. The present is your greatest gift. அது எனக்கு தோணுச்சு ஸ்கிரீன் மறைக்கும் அப்படின்னு. Important for us to understand that we slot ourselves into any of these quadrants, and it doesn't mean that once you're coming to the present, it doesn't mean that you will not have pain or you will not have fear. You will go to pain, but you will come out. You will have fear, but you will come out. When you are operating from your present, you will look at it like an observer and not get stuck into it. ஓகே why is my thought going here? I'm going to the past. Let me come out. நான் இதை பற்றி ஏன் கவலைப்பட்டுட்டு இருக்கேன், இது இன்னும் நடக்கல. Let me come out. நடக்கும்போது பார்த்துக்கலாம். I'll come back. And from the present, if I start learning, okay, what is this thing teaching me? What is the lesson I need to learn from this? What is that I need to understand in life? When I start doing that, I will become more balanced. And when I become more balanced, I'll be able to balance my life, my work, my family, my friends, my relative, everything. So it's more important that we spend, it is more important that we spend time in the present, in the moment. So if you are doing, இப்போ நம்ம சினிமா பார்க்கும்போது என்ன பண்ணுறோம், you're fully engrossed in that movie, right? You are in the present. Your mind doesn't go anywhere else. So that's why meditation, mindfulness has become very important thing. So what is the antidote? நீங்கள் கேட்கலாம், சரி சார் இந்த பெயினுக்கு what is the antidote? இந்த பெயின்லேருந்து வெளியில் வரணும்னா என்ன பண்ணணும்? பெயின்லேருந்து வெளியில் வரணும்னா you need to forgive people. You need to forgive people. மன்னிக்க கற்றுக்கணும். In any situation, any stressful situation in life, there is always a person, yes or no? There is always one person, or individual, or entity. So we need to learn forgiveness in order to come out of pain. And what do you think is the antidote for fear? Fear is about what you don't have. So what can be the antidote for fear? Excellent, sir. Gratitude is the antidote for fear. The more and more we have gratitude, நன்றி உணர்ச்சி, the more thankful I am for what I have. எனக்கு இன்னைக்கு வீடு இருக்குது, எனக்கு ஒரு ஃபுட்டு கிடைக்குது, 3 வேளை சாப்பாடு கிடைக்குது, ஒரு வேலை இருக்குது. So the more and more I feel thankful about what I have, the less and less I will be afraid. இது வந்து நான் ஸ்பிரிச்சுவலாக சொல்லலை, scientifically it has been proved. In positive psychology they have done a lot of research on forgiveness and gratitude, and they have found that both are correlated. A person who is more having a higher tendency of gratitude will be able to forgive. When I say forgive, not because they deserve your forgiveness. They may not deserve your forgiveness. They might have done something so much bad to you. But still, you need to forgive for your own peace. Otherwise, you go into pieces. That's why we need to forgive. Not because they deserve it, but because we need it. So quickly, some tips. 10 golden rules for work-life integration. Work is a part of life. It's not the whole of life. And it is not the whole of life also. Many times we go into that hole and we don't come out. Spend 1 hour at least every day with exercise, yoga, something. 24 hours, like give 1 hour for yourself. How many of you have a mobile phone in your bed when you go to sleep? தயவு செஞ்சு பண்ணாதீங்க. The energy of the mobile phone is so very bad. And how many of you take the mobile phone the first thing in the morning? Be honest. So don't do that. Keep it away and spend at least 1 hour for yourself. Something to develop yourself. Go for a walk, do some breathing exercise, do some yoga, meditation. But on the 1 hour of your morning, give it to yourself. If you give that gift to your body and mind, your body and mind will work for you for the next 23 hours. If you can't give even that, then you are abusing yourself. You are abusing yourself. So one day it will revolt. And ultimately, one thing what Corona taught us was one bed can cost 1 lakh or more than 1 lakh. Invest time in family and friends. Your network is your net worth. Today, with lots of research when they did with people, one of the most important thing what they found about happiness was that people have social connections and physical social connections, not your Facebook connection and Instagram connection, not your LinkedIn connection, your physical connection. அந்த காலத்துலலாம் வந்து நம்ம ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் வீட்டுக்கு போயிட்டு வந்துட்டு இருந்தோம். அவங்கள்ட்ட சொல்லக்கூட மாட்டோம், நம்ம பாட்டு கிளம்பி அவங்க ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் வீட்டுக்கு போயிடுவோம். இன்னைக்கு வந்து அப்பாயின்மெண்ட் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ண வேண்டியது இருக்கு. பண்ணாலும் அவங்க இருக்கிறது இல்லை, பிஸி, they are watching serial. So the amount of people with whom you network, it's nice that there is an association like this. You meet here every day, you connect with people. This is very important for life, and they have found one of the most important criteria for long life is networking with others. So your net worth is not calculated by money, but it is calculated by the number of friends you have. Find a hobby. Find an interest and start pursuing it. It could be music, art, something. ஏதாவது சின்ன வயசுல வந்து நான் பண்ணணும்னு நினைச்சு பண்ணாம இருக்கிறது. Start doing that. Find something which you can do. Manage your time properly. adena smoke mari illa okay. Manage your time properly. So I know, I think you would have heard about this time quadrants, no? Urgent and important. What is urgent, what is important? What is not urgent? illa adha edo poochi vundirukku sir. Eat a healthy diet. Food is very important. Okay, and ensure that you spend at least 7 to 8 hours in sleep. For your body to assimilate whatever you have done during the day, 7 to 8 hours of sleep is important. And 7 to 8 hours sleep is the time when your body flushes out all unwanted things from your body. All processing, all, நீங்கெல்லாம் missionary ஆளுங்க. You are all in foundry related stuff. You have a maintenance. What is that maintenance called? And there இன்னொரு word இருக்கு. Preventive maintenance. So where is the preventive maintenance for the body? Sleep is the preventive maintenance for the body. Sleep is the preventive maintenance for the body. All repairs of the entire body organs happens when you sleep. And everything is expelled out from your body into your aura. We have an energy body also. அதுவும் நிறைய பேருக்கு இப்போ வந்து we don't bother about it or we don't know about it. We have not only this physical body, we have an energy body also. So in this energy body, physical body, all the thoughts, all the negative energies are pushed out into our energy body when we sleep. So that's the reason those days they said, காலையில எழுந்திருச்சா குளிக்காம கிச்சனுக்கு போவாதீங்க அப்படின்னு. ஏன்னா you will be surrounded with lot of negative energy around you after you sleep. And when you take a bath, water has this quality of washing down this negative energy, flushing down this negative energy. So that is why it gets flushed out from the body, and that's why they said go and cook after having a bath.
Sir, some great people have got the habit of 3 to 4 hours sleep. Even now, our Prime Minister, Narendra Modi sleeps for 3 to 4 hours only. Is it possible for everyone?
If a person has reached a high level of meditation or anything like that, where they can use that energy, the life, the prana, they call it as prana, no? That and the energy jaasti irundaduna, then they don't require 7 to 8 hours of sleep. But nammala mari average individuals ku 7 to 8 hours of sleep is definitely needed. They do, all these people would be doing a lot of meditation, they'll be doing other sadhanas, they'll be doing breathing exercises. You know, Narendra Modi does that. So then they have a very high amount of energy. There are saints who don't sleep at all. Writes about his guru, Yukteswar, who didn't sleep at all, who doesn't sleep.
Battery.
Maharishi Masa, yeah. So like that, there are stories about people who don't sleep. So, but that's not true for us. We need 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and if you don't have 7 to 8 hours sleep, 100% lot of health issues will come. House keeping நடக்கிறது அப்பதான் சார். ரொம்ப சிம்பிளா சொல்ல போனோம்னா அந்த ஹவுஸ் கீப்பிங் பண்ணலனா இப்போ இந்த ரூம்ல ஹவுஸ் கீப்பிங் பண்ணலனா இந்த ரூம் என்ன ஆகும்? It will become dirty. அதே மாதிரி our body will become dirty. Get medical examination done. Now press one class. Most of you who are working in if you are, I think you are in the foundry side, you have lots of other health hazards, sound hazard, vibration hazard, so many other hazards. Heat hazard, there are so many hazards which you face. So it's very important that you definitely check what is happening with you also. So at least regular taking at least once a year doing a medical checkup is definitely good. But unfortunately that has become a business. So but definitely we need to take care of our health is the most important one. Be aware of your occupational hazards and take adequate measures to protect yourself. So protecting your ear or protecting your body with those kinds of dress or equipments is very important. Practice forgiveness and gratitude. And finally, I want to close with this serenity prayer. This prayer says, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. There are a lot of things in life which we cannot change. You can't change the attitude of many people around you. There are so many things which you don't have control of in life. We didn't have control on COVID. Like that, there are so many things which we don't have control on. So we need to learn to accept the things which we cannot change in life. The courage to change the things I can. Wherever I have control on, I must have the courage to change. Somebody in the hospital, உடம்பு சரியில்லை, அவங்கள பத்தி நம்ம உட்கார்ந்து இங்க கவலைப்பட்டுட்டு இருக்கோம். Do we have control on that? No. So does it make any sense to worry about them? No. But what have we been taught from childhood? ஏய் எப்படி கவலைப்படாம இருக்க? ஹாஸ்பிடல்ல இருக்க நீ பாட்டுக்கு ஜாலியா டிவி பார்த்துட்டு இருக்க. அது ஏதோ ஒரு கிரைம் மாதிரி. You are supposed to worry. No. You don't have control on that. There is no meaning in worry. And in fact, in terms of energy, there is a concept that energy follows thought. So when you worry about the other person, energy travels to that person. That's why sometimes you think of a person and that person calls you. And you say, what a coincidence. We call it telepathy and all that. But energy follows thought. So whenever you think of someone, that energy goes there. So if you keep worrying about somebody who is not well, they will become more unwell. 2 நாள் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல்ல இருக்கறவங்க 4 நாள் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல்ல இருக்காங்க. அப்போலோ ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் கொஞ்சம் ஜாஸ்தி சம்பாதிக்கும். So there are a lot of things which you can't change in life, and you need to have the courage to change the things you can. There are things which you can change. For example, your lifestyle. For example, the ability to say no, the draw a line between things. These are things which you can change, and the wisdom to know the difference. So what we need here is the wisdom to know the difference between what we can change and what we cannot change. So God, give me the serenity to accept the things I can change, I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So thank you very much for the opportunity. So I know I took some little extra time. We started late. So if you have any questions, and this is my number and this is my coordinates, if you want to get connected with me anytime.
In my career, this kind of very systematic based on your research, I think so. Excellent.
Thank you, sir.
In fact, I think people who missed out today, I think they are.
Have you conducted this program jointly with spouses?
I have conducted this program with men and women, but not jointly with spouses. And the bhagyam கிடைக்கல. Counseling வருவாங்க.
Have you conducted this program with your spouse?
இந்த மாதிரி அடி வயிற்றுல எல்லாம் கை இது எங்க இருந்து வருதுன்னு நினைக்கிறீங்க? எல்லாம் அந்த எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ்ல தான் வருது.
He is so honest.
The best
Senior executives of all companies in the age of 30. So that they are able to understand this, and then they at least 20% or 30% they start doing this.
At least they have time to correct themselves.
Yes, you are already reached over.
Sorry.
No.
Better late than never.
No. Today also you can do in the sitting in the house also somewhere. But it will helpful for the executives who are in the
age. Your career is over. You are going to retire at 60.
I'll tell you one thing. No, I don't agree. You know, biologically, the human age is supposed to be 120.
Yeah, 120.
Okay, so when you are 60, you have come only 50%. You know, 50% risk, sir, like
100% true, sir, what you said. But for the benefit of this one, the age I am telling, so they can go for 150 also.
Correct.
If you follow this.
Yes.
Sir,
Definitely.
now how you conducted the program for the Institute of Indian Foundrymen or then? So you should conduct the program of the spouses of the Foundrymen also.
Please bring them, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
we can do.
we are-
Please arrange. Please arrange. I'll be more than happy to come.
Suppose if you are able to, because this will disperse our whatever knowledge you are having, Definitely they will think of all
Yeah,
this.
exactly. And one more thing, sir, how he is expecting us to change, the same way the change it takes place from your better off also, it's a better for your
I think more
family.
problem is spouses.
I have a
they have
suggestion.
more.
Yes, sir.
I agree with you in several things, several ways. You said you gave up your career. Corporate. So what happened is I also gave up my corporate when I was about 30 years. What I did is I started living my 50% of my earnings. So that's my success. Today if I'm happy, it is because those days I used to earn about 10,000 rupees. And I spent all the 10,000 when I was in the corporate life because we maintained I'm telling you 94, 10,000 was a big money. And then I was leading a 12,000 rupees life. But what happened is after I quit my job, I was earning about 5,000 to 6,000 rupees. Then I started living for 3,000 rupees. And then my family, they thought I'm only earning 3,000. And the savings is about few crores now.
So whatever it is,
You leave a model. You can't teach the wives and all. It's very difficult. You say you are buying a shirt for when I used to buy the shirt for 1,200 rupees in '94. Probably Chennai property would have been only 4,000, 5,000. I never thought that things will be so bad. And now after I shifted from Louis Philippe to normal shirts, the family was wondering why is he doing it. They also stepped down from cost of living. And then that's peanuts made a few crores from.
Definitely.
It's all what you think, say.
Absolutely.
So pain becomes gain only by our standard of living, not the wife. The wife you can't teach them. You really leave a model and they follow you.
So that's why I try to, why I left and why I'm doing this is because I try to change I try to tell people your mind is everything for you.
Exactly.
So if you work on your mind, everything is possible.
Exactly.
There is nothing called impossible. If you are able to change your mind, if you are able to work on your mind, and we have an unlimited source of power with our mind, and our subconscious mind is even more powerful than the conscious mind.
If you implement.
So I do a workshop called Magic of the Mind, where I try to teach people how to tap into the power of their subconscious mind.
Simple life will take you a lot. Thank you, sir. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
So we are on the end of the program. Appreciation from our side, IIF. The great program today what we have to Mr. Nandakumar. Treasurer.
And I'm also congratulating people who have attended this program physically. Okay, I actually said many people due to the holidays and things like that have missed out. This is a great program. I would say that we have been conducting jointly with the MMA many programs. I think it's about 6 program or 7 program. It is one of the, we can rate it as a number 1. That is one. And secondly, I think the first time we have some author of the book. The title is also very, very attractive, Pain to Gain. He has with us and enriched us with this knowledge. And whatever the lessons we learned, Wheel of Life, lessons part, it's amazing. I think we can implement in our life. It will be very great lessons to every one of us. Thank you very much for attending once again. And we from IIF Chennai chapter conduct a lot of technical sessions on webinar mode and directly and all these management programs. Please attend regularly and thank you once again. The dinner is organized in the next room. Please take the food and come here and have a food. Thank you.